We're sitting here with Stone Gossard and Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. Thank you for having us in, you guys. We're at the secret Pearl Jam hideout.
Thank you for having us.
Now, you guys have been...
in that special way.
The CD's Riot Act. The first song is I Am Mine. Let's start with that. I Am Mine. The lyrics in it are something like I'm born, I die, and everything in between is mine.
Exactly.
What exactly does that mean?
It's to me, it means a lot. It's a very positive message. Just kind of like you've got a certain amount of time on this earth, and that time that's yours, you can do negative things with it or positive.
So don't waste it.
What's that?
So don't waste it.
Don't waste it. Enjoy your life. Do what you need to do. It's every time I hear those lines, it just kind of puts a smile on my face, because it's a universal issue that he addresses there, and it's very positive.
Now, personally, I love the guitar work on this record. It just, especially at the end, where it seems like a guitar solo just kicks ass, straight ahead rock and roll.
Cool.
So great job.
Thank you.
Now, last time we talked to Eddie, he mentioned that you guys have enough material that you could probably put out 2 albums a year. Is the material on Riot Act that's coming out November 12th, is it all brand new, or is this some stuff?
All brand new.
It is.
All brand new.
What do you do with the stuff that, let's say, is left over from Binaural that you didn't put on the CD or whatever?
I think some of that stuff is going to end up as part of the B-sides package that we're going to release later next year. So I think hopefully it'll end up being something like a double CD coming out in the middle of next year of kind of all the Christmas singles, sort of B-sides that haven't been released in the States, unreleased tracks.
Do you ever consider using any of those songs for any side projects? I mean, for example, if you don't use something for a Pearl Jam record, might it end up on a Brad record or whatever?
If you record it with Pearl Jam, and then you kind of go, "Oh, I'm taking it back now." That's not real.
Yeah. Hey, I want that back.
Even me and Mike aren't that stupid.
Yeah. Can't do it.
I was curious about the album title of Riot Act. Is that inspired by anything in particular, or is it something like that stems from all the riots that were happening in Seattle, or?
Ed came in with that the other day, and I'm not sure what inspired him, but along with a photograph and the words, which someone pointed out that they're both nouns and verbs, both words, which I kind of thought was kind of cool.
Sounds cool.
It's kind of it's a good action word, We were kicking around a bunch of names, so this is.
How many songs are on the CD?
15.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
15.
15?
Yeah.
Anything you can tell us about? Any particular titles that are dear to you, have special meanings?
I like, what do I like? You Are, the song that Matt wrote, which is kind of has a different kind of drum beat to it, and it's a guitar through a drum machine. That's a really cool song. It's got a different atmosphere to it than anything we've done before, and it's something I'm always excited to play for my friends when I'm driving around.
Big sexy groove.
Sexy, man, sexy.
Now, I guess congratulations are in order for Matt. He's the drummer that's been with you guys the longest out of how many, 5?
Yeah.
I think he just set the record 6
He
months
just
ago.
broke the record.
Did you get him like a plaque or something like that?
Done.
We're working on the plaque right now.
If Matt quits the band, it's over. So everyone, anyone that wants to see us continue, they should kiss Matt's butt.
Exactly. Please stay. Please stay. Please do that. Please stay.
When you start out with a catalog of so many different songs, and you have an album to put out, and you're choosing which songs you're gonna put on and in which order, what's the mindset there? Why do you choose the songs that you choose? Do you ever judge by, what sounds like a ballad, or what's just a straight up anthem?
Sequencing is there's a little bit of an art there. I mean, and there's a lot of variables that you can, certainly this record probably will be cool, and it could be cool in a few different sequences, but, you try to imagine the listener sitting down and hearing the whole record, and you kind of, you want to kind of set them up and knock them down. You want to kind of sort of, draw them in with, whether it's, sort of high energy stuff or stuff really intimate that really captures people right off the bat. And you just want to have some kind of a flow, maybe even lyrically. You're going to think about, a song coming later in a record in terms of the mood of the listener and how they might have already sort of experienced some of the songs. And you want another song to be sort of offset by something later in the record, or all of that kind of plays a role in sequencing.
Kind of like keep them out of the same key, too, because if you have the same like 4 songs in D, then it's
Which we do all the time.
we do.
We love D.
D is
We can't.
write something that's not in D. Is the question.
We're talking to Mike McCready, Stone Gossard of Pearl Jam. The last tour was a couple of years ago. Phenomenal for many reasons. There was the emotion, the tragedy of Europe. Then you came to the States. You had the 10th anniversary show in Vegas, which for me was, my all-time favorite show. Very emotional. I got married and all that. Then you came back to Seattle, did 2 shows here. First show was phenomenal. Second show was, for many people, the best show they've ever seen. And you had to feel that from the crowd. That's what I heard from everybody. Do you seriously feel any pressure to, geez, now we have to top that?
I think there's for me, there's a certain pressure of playing the hometown because you want it to be good. Your family's there, your friends, and it's where we're from. So I think we will top that. That was a phenomenal show, a very fun show, but I think we're just beginning. Even though we've been around for 10 years, we've done all that stuff. But with these new songs, them live will be playing those songs live will be very exciting.
I think we'll have like 100 songs to choose from the next tour. So, not to say that we're going to play everything out of that 100 songs over the course of the tour, but it's pretty exciting. The more records you put out, and all of a sudden you sort of, we have this sort of master list down at the warehouse, and you start thinking about, kind of how much variety you could put into a week of shows. It's pretty cool. You just sort of kind of keep adding on. It's just sort of ongoing process, and I think that we'll that last show in Seattle was really very special, but I think we're all kind of chomping at the bit, really excited about going out and doing it again. So
one thing I love about watching you guys is that you always change up your set list. I mean, every show there's always something different. Has there ever been times where you guys are going into a song and you just totally forget what you're about to do?
Oh yeah, we screw it up all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
That's sometimes fun too, to see a band kind of just like totally collapse in the middle of a song. Go, okay, sorry about that. We didn't know what we were doing. Here comes the next song.
Yeah.
What was the last time that you could feel that the song that you were playing was a total shock to the audience? Like maybe you heard everyone just suddenly start cheering and just freaking out because maybe it's something that you haven't whipped out in a long time.
It was probably the Mother Love Bone song. That
That was pretty wonderful to play that.
Crown of Thorns, which was Ed just kind of came to us and just said, I want to play the song, and so it wasn't really any prompting by me or Jeff to do that, and I think around the 10th anniversary that was just something he, him wanting to acknowledge Andy Wood and acknowledge kind of our relationship with him and his impact on Seattle and on a lot of musicians here in town was really a beautiful statement, I thought. And
did it come back like second nature, or was it something where you had to go grab Apple and listen to it again?
We had to play. We had to listen to the record.
I had to listen to the lead.
And Mike had never played it before, and
Fairweather.
Yeah, Fairweather plays
so
it.
I had to copy his lead, which was cool.
And Matt Cameron had never played it. And then we actually, Brendan O'Brien, the guy that mixed this record and has produced a lot of records with us, was there in Vegas with us too, and he learned some keyboards for it, and so.
Oh wow.
That was pretty cool too.
I'm kind of curious. You guys, a lot of longevity, phenomenal band. Your thoughts on the Rolling Stones? Here they are in their 40th year.
Yeah.
Do you laugh at that, or is that cool to you?
I love the Rolling Stones so much that, I can't laugh at them. I can, but they're my favorite band ever. So I just recently went out and got those reissues that they put out on Abco, and they're just killer. You hear stuff from Brian Jones and all the stuff that you've never heard before, and I'm a total geek when it comes to that stuff.
But do you see
I'm glad they're still around.
I consider going flying and seeing one of the shows. That's how excited I am about them.
What about for Pearl Jam or you guys? Do you see yourselves doing that 20 years from now?
I hope so.
Really?
Yeah, I hope we. You never know what's going to happen. Could be. You never know where it's going to go. But
if we were still making music 20 years from now and having a good time being on the road and playing shows, we'd be psyched. How could you not be?
Yeah.
With the Rolling Stones, they're like having a great time,
Yeah, but you're afraid Mick might collapse and die on stage.
Mick's running around like a 20-year-old man.
He's in better shape than I am.
we played a show with them, and Keith and Ron Wood were having Guinnesses at 2 in the afternoon, eating bacon sandwiches and playing pool at the Rolling. They had their own club inside the venue with, pool tables and stuff, and and he was there before we even sound checked, and and then he was on stage running around like,
He was working out. backstage.
Yeah.
I believe.
So then
With
that's-
bacon sandwiches
That's the
and
Yeah.
secret to
vodka
longevity.
tonics.
It's bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah. Bacon and Guinness and
Pork
I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
pork is your friend.
Looks like I'm in trouble then.
Yeah.
it's the other white.
So, of course, with the new CD coming out November 12th, I'm sure you guys are going to tour. Rumor has it, I don't know if I'm giving anything away. A couple of shows at the Key, maybe a couple smaller ones at the Showbox. Or...
We actually haven't nailed down exactly
Come on.
kind of when and where we're going to do this. But I think that we are going to do some benefit shows in late November, December. And,
just to gear up for hitting the road.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to, make some money for the charities that we work with and the organizations. So
Sounds cool.
I was driving by Chop Suey on my way home the other day, and all the windows were boarded up, and they had huge trailer trucks outside. And I was like, "What's going on here?" And some guy was outside smoking a cigar, and he goes, "Pearl Jam's in there making a video." What was going on over there?
I don't know.
Is that right?
I have
Is
no
that
idea.
what's going on there?
Because the guy told me.
The rumors are always true.
I was at
Right.
Pycora's.
Then again, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, for people that don't know,
Yeah.
why don't you guys make videos?
We did a whole video of DVD last year of
Right.
25 songs. Any one of those songs MTV could have played if they wanted to.
So what's the deal?
Yeah.
They didn't want to play it.
Why not?
I don't know. You talk to them.
Yeah, I don't think they like us.
We're not really kissing
Yeah.
the MTV ass too much lately, though.
So it's all political BS?
I think politics plays a role in
Yeah.
all kinds of things, and I think that they're expected. They need a visual that they feel like sells as many donuts as they can possibly sell, and maybe that wasn't or maybe it
Donuts.
just wasn't that great. And they just went, no thanks.
Again, Stone Gossard, Mike McCready of Pearl Jam on the end. I know you guys, you don't care about record sales, money.
Who said that?
Well, I mean, traditionally, it's like, who gives a rat's ass? We'll do what we want to do. We're going to play our music. If you like it, great. If you don't, whatever.
It's a
And that's-
balance.
Hey, it's just to
It's
serve
not.
you
It's
well.
not. We don't care about that stuff. It's just we just try to keep that in perspective.
Okay.
That by the very nature of us just trying to write good songs together and maintain and be a band and do some touring and some press and sort of keep everything in balance. That we've been successful sort of navigating that that middle ground. So.
With that in mind, do you try and write songs that'll be hits? Do
you
ever
just try to
and
write songs
hooks
that your
or-
friends, that your bandmates are going to like.
Yeah, you never know what a hit is. I mean, with Last Kiss was, our biggest thing, and
We didn't even write
in
it.
a half hour at a sound check, so it was like.
But were you
we didn't write
excited
it.
when it turned out to be a huge hit?
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. It's just it was one of those songs that a lot of people got into, and it's a beautiful song, old cover, and cool theme to it, and I was happily surprised.
And it just goes to show you never know when you're going to have a hit, so don't try to plan on one because they come when they're naturally going to come.
Well, what's an example of a song that maybe collectively you all thought was going to be a big hit and then maybe wasn't the biggest one?
I don't know that we've. I think that we never know what's gonna happen.
What about a song that you hear on the radio nowadays? Any songs that you really dig that are on the radio right now?
Nelly, up in here.
Do you like the Band-Aid thing too, or what?
Nelly is just the greatest, man.
Would you ever think about wearing a Band-Aid on stage?
I don't know, but whatever he's
Certainly not
doing,
on my face.
He's got something going on right now.
Queens of the Stone Age,
Yes,
Right on.
wonderful.
Are you guys playing the Queens?
Wonderful record.
we should.
Wow.
Wow,
that's
the single's hot.
unbelievable.
We're supporting
Yeah.
it, though.
Yes, we have it in our cars.
Right.
Who has to say, okay, let's go ahead and play the song?
That would be Phil Manning,
Phil.
program director.
Okay.
Phil,
Yeah.
I think
this is Mike. Make it happen. It's a great record. It needs to get played because it's really good.
Do you like the new Foo Fighters song?
Haven't heard it.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Adam Casper
Oh, do you do it?
recorded that
Yeah.
and also recorded our new record. So.
Speaking of both Adam Casper and Brendan O'Brien, both of those guys have produced records in the past, and I noticed that Adam produced this last record and Brendan mixed it. Was that? It seems interesting to hear that you brought two of your old producers back to kind of work together. Was that an interesting collaboration, or
Well,
what was the goal with that?
Well, yeah, it was great. Adam was the first time we've done anything with him, and he was totally great. He's done stuff with Matt with Soundgarden prior to that, and so he was.
Wellwater too.
Wellwater.
Matt's solo stuff.
He's a very, very competent producer and cool and fast and knows how to get good sounds. And then bringing Brendan back in the mix is always like bringing your favorite uncle back or something. He's just a great guy to have around. He knows how to. Well, he works really fast. He's funny.
He's a closer.
Yeah, he closes.
He's the closing pitcher. He comes in and just goes, okay, now you really want to get this record done. This is how you do it.
Always be closing.
So we could be relaxed at the first 8 weeks of making the record and not feel any pressure and know that the sounds are going to get down on tape. And then when Brendan comes in, he knows how to make it sound good.
Well, the new CD's Riot Act that comes out November 12th. We already heard the first single, I Am Mine's kick-ass rock and roll song. That's what we want from you guys.
Great.
And I'm sure the rest of the CD is going to be much the same.
It's going to be good.
Cool. And probably even some new stuff at Christmas time, huh?
Definitely new stuff at Christmas time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the tour, so getting excited
to go.
More Pearl Jam on the end. Guys, thanks very much. Stone,
thank you.
Mike.
You got it.
Thanks for the interview.